I've come down here to Beer Beach with Carol, a local expert on seaweeds and rock pools that are formed by the big rocks tumbling off of the cliffs above.
There's some seaweed here which is just attached to a very small rock, so it's easy to pick up. This is sea lettuce. This is a beadlet anemone.
Little rock pool here, and you can see all these limpets on the rocks, soft enough to make their own special home, and they return to the same place every time after they've fed.
The stunning east cliffs of West Bay aren't just beautiful to look at, they're also a home for lots of birds. There are the herring gulls, which I think everybody knows. Then there are fulmars, which fly with their wings out straight so you can tell them apart from other gulls. There are jackdaws who reuse their nesting holes. The beautiful big black ravens. And there are peregrine falcons, which are a really special sight. They fly up to 100 miles an hour, catching their prey in midair, and their favourite food is pigeon. So look out for them. They come to the West Bay Discovery Centre and you can play our magnetic match-up game for yourself.
Well, I'm just walking along towards the feeding station. There he is now. He's getting ahead because he's really hungry. I'm going to feed him some pony nuts. They help to keep them trained to come to the whistle if we need to, if they're that far away. And he's trotting along quite nicely. And there's Apache, and he's coming too. And there are three others, three Exmoors, and they're not quite as tame as our pet pony. But they know where they're going. They're going to the corral. They're coming to a halt now because they know that I've got to go and get the food from the corral. Okay boys, be there in a minute. So what we're looking at here is a huge area of old quarry. So this is where man has been exploiting the pebbles from the pebble bed heath in the 20th, 21st century. His quarrying days are finished now, and the steep sides have been graded to make it safe. And this is an area which will eventually become safe for nature. So you can see here, everywhere, you've got the pebbles. I guess this is the Permian period, might be Triassic, but there's discussion about the Exmouth end of the Jurassic coast as to whether it goes Permian and before the dinosaurs existed. And we have the pebbles here, the most ancient of pebbles, and these pebble bed heath beds, they run right down to Budleigh Salterton on the coast down there, and they drop out of the cliffs and charge the beach with the Budleigh pebbles, which are famous and special, and there's a fine of £1,000 if you take them off the beach, so be warned. So here we are back at the ponies. They're almost finished their supplementary feeding, and they're looking very, very healthy in their summer coats. And these guys, they live out here on the heath all year round. So even when there's ice on the ground, when the gales are blowing, the winds are huge, the rain is just driving down and they're soaked to the skin, these guys, they survive it all. And in this heat wave, with all the flies, they're not too happy about that, but here they are. There he goes, there's Pet Pony. And the pony's job is to keep grazing and stop the trees from turning this back into woodland. They can't do the whole job themselves, just 5 ponies, but it does help to slow the process. And then as things start to grow in, there's a need to pull out the first invaders, the silver birches, and stop them from taking over. Now if you look along here, you can see obviously the coast, and we'd see to the edge of the land which falls in to the cliffs, which is the actual Jurassic coast, because we're set back from it here, although the geology underground is very much that of the Jurassic coast. And the vision we have is to see the edge of the cliffs rewilded in a way that would be a strip, so that you don't have agriculture going all the way to the edge of the cliff, but you've got land which is provided for wildlife, and it'll be a nature network which connects through from, hopefully, from Aylesbury RSPB Reserve right the way through to the reserve of the RSPB at Hahn in Dawson. So that would take the whole of the Jurassic coast, and if you could connect that up, that would be really great for nature recovery. We hope that nature will recover on this wonderful World Heritage Site, which was sustainable for wildlife under the sea way back in the Jurassic period for millions of years. So we have fingers crossed for our nature here.